Welcome back to Ringside State of the Week, and it's great to have my partner in crime back. Johnny Nelson, hip operation, rehabilitation, taking a little bit longer than your last one, hasn't it?
They said something about age. That's why it's taking a bit longer, the recovery.
Well, you finally accepted that you're well over 50 now.
I'm not that much over 50. When people ask me how's your hip, I say I don't know because it's in the bin now. So I must admit, I'm not very good at doing nothing. And so this last 3 weeks has been hell. So when they said, right, let's get back to work.
No boxing comeback, just a comeback from this.
No, that is wiped straight on my head. It's never going to happen.
Someone who is back is Luke Campbell. Fantastic to see you. Been a little bit of an activity, stop-start, frustrating time for you, I guess, but you are on in Philadelphia next week on the big Katie Taylor unification bill with Tevin Farmer and John O'Carroll, and you've got a nice little slot there, haven't you?
Yeah, I know, it's been a while, but it's been very frustrating, obviously waiting to see what the WBC what they're going to do and what the plan is there, but you know, instead of just sitting around doing nothing, you know, I need to get out there, stay active and get ready for this world title.
Just talk us through that. So you're ready. Mikey Garcia, the champion, obviously is fighting up at welterweight against Errol Spence. So where are we with it all?
I don't know a lot of details. I know that a decision will be made, hopefully, after his fight. I think he just wants to be going into this fight having been the WBC world champion. And hopefully they can make a decision quickly after his fight, and then we'll know what's happening there. We'll have a clear picture of what's going on. But listen, I'm not sitting around. I need to stay active, and this is the first one of the year. Get the ball rolling, and it's going to be a big year for me.
It's also the first one since you avenged the defeat by Mendes, which was probably something you needed just to make that click. I like the commitment that you've given to, because I'm thinking about your career. You've been everywhere, Miami, America, all over the place. Now basing yourself in London to train, that shows true commitment from a young pro to say, I want to get to the top.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really see a lot of fighters that'll go over to America for a couple of years and then come back and base yourself here and still continue to go on and do great things, because you know, when you go over to America, it's a very tough place, and I guess it can rather make you or finish you, you know. And when I was out there training, I was on my own for 8 weeks at a time, missing my family. I was going in hostile gyms with 20, 30 Hispanic people around the gym shouting and bawling at me. You know, I had to make my mark in there and then some respect. And I feel like in the 2 years I was there, as I was going in there, they were shaking my hand and there was knowing what I was about. And now, you know, I think everything in life is timing, and it's not been such a straightforward road for me in the professional game, but listen, it's all timing. Now I believe it's my time. I'm going to be active. I'm going to be winning the WBC world title, and then we'll be going on from there, defending it and unifying it. And
do you feel you've brought that experience back to London with you? You're now with an excellent trainer in Shane McGuigan. I guess, you know, while there's been that frustration, the time out, you've bonded, you've gelled more with him. You've got Josh Taylor, what a great fighter, in the gym to spar with. And obviously George Groves has been there, and I think he's been popping back to keep in shape, or maybe not. But that must be fantastic for you, as well as what happened in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, from me to being on my own and training in the gym with no one other than myself training in the gym, and then coming back to London, being with my family all the time, and actually training in the gym in an environment where everybody's pushing each other. You know, we're doing circuits together, we're going out running together, and we're training together, watching each other sparring, and everybody's pushing each other on, and it's like, I want to do better today. And you know, it's good to have that competitiveness in the gym, you know, to improve, and I want to be the best, you know, I want to be the best at what I do. I'm still very hungry, and I'm just excited to see what this year holds, and I believe there's, you know, I'm far from my best yet.
This will be your second fight with Shane McGuigan. How's that union going? How's that relationship going? I know you're saying you're happy in the gym, that environment. How's that relationship? Because it usually takes about 6 months a year for that transition of a new trainer to show, to manifest itself in the ring.
Yeah, I think man and Shane's relationship is fantastic. I feel like I'm learning so much in every department, my footwork, punching power. I actually feel like for the first time in my professional career, I'm learning the professional game. You know, and it's he seems to cover everything. He's very professional. I really enjoy working with him, and he's working to my strengths and bringing the best out in me. And then the only thing I have to do now is go into the ring and put it all together.
He trained big names, hasn't he? You know, Carl Frampton, obviously, for a long time, David Hay, George Groves, and he's proving himself, isn't he, Shane?
He is. He is. You know, the proof's in the pudding. Is very successful at what he does, and you know, he has a hell of a lot of success, and with all them fighters and more to come.
Let's have a look at the 909 division. It really is absolutely packed with talent. Vasyl Lomachenko, arguably the pound-for-pound king. He defends against Anthony Crolla. We've announced that as live on Sky Sports Friday, April the 12th from the Staples Centre. I cannot wait for that one. We'll talk about that fight specifically in a moment. But you've got Mikey Garcia, obviously, who's fighting Errol Spence, Richard Comey. You've got Crolla, as we said, Lee Selby. You've got Zaha Abdullayev. There's a real mix of talent there in different styles, Luke.
Yeah, most definitely. The lightweight division at the minute is a very tough weight class to be in. But that just drives me even more. I'm so hungry. I ain't got many miles on the clock. I'm a young, fresh 31-year-old, and I'm just ready to go in there and prove myself and be winning world titles.
You did mention earlier on you want to box for the WBC title, so I'm assuming if Garcia vacates, then you'd have a clearer path to getting that crack at the WBC title.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've earned my position. I'm number one to fight for it. So, yeah, I mean, just depending on what he does, I'm there ready to fight for it.
Abdullayev, Javier Fortuna, you know, there's some really good fighters out there. It's not easy at lightweight, is it?
It's not, but listen, in my boxing career, I've never had an easy route. From the amateurs to where I am now, never had an easy route, and I guess I don't expect it now.
Jorge Linares, of course, you know.
Loved that rematch.
Well, that was so close, wasn't it? You know, you were right there with him, and that must give you real confidence that you've gone out to America, that you didn't bring the title home, but you brought a big reputation back with you. Maybe the rematch there. Who, in an ideal world, who would it be for that WBC title sometime later this year? If you could pick one name.
I guess if you've got Linares there, I get to do two things.
Revenge is sweet.
I get to revenge and tick that off, and I also get to win a WBC world title. So I guess he's the most favourable one for me, because obviously I want to get that revenge in there as well. Me beating Linares again, my record is clean record really. I revenge the two defeats on my record.
You've already done it with Mondi. Let's look at Vasyl Lomachenko against Anthony Crolla. Of course, it's a massive opportunity for Crolla. Fairly late on in his career, he obviously did 24 rounds with Linares, covered himself in glory. He's a great Mancunian, and he'll go and give it everything, won't he, against Lomachenko? I mean, no one really expects him to upset the king, but he'll give it a right old go, won't he?
Yeah, this is the exciting thing about boxing. This is a massive opportunity for Anthony Crolla, and you know, he's got nothing to lose.
Nothing.
He's got nothing to lose.
Can he pull off the upset, which I'm sure would have been one of the big ones, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would love for him to pull it off and to get in there and get the win. It's a big ask, but I'll be rooting for Crolla.
You're one of those few fighters that, you know, everybody's singing Lomachenko's praises, saying this guy's second to none. I think, given the opportunity, you wouldn't go in there thinking, I'm an also run, I'm going to go in there and beat this guy. That's what I think. If you
is that because of Luke's talent as an amateur and the Olympic gold medal?
And how he's gone through, because most of these big names we're come across, you've met them through the amateurs. You've probably sparred with them out there. You just give me the impression that this opportunity for you would be completely different than it is. You'd see it through different eyes than what Crolla's looking at.
Yeah.
You'd think, I can pull this off.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I wouldn't be going in there thinking, oh, this is it. I've got nothing to lose. I'd be going in there thinking I've got everything to lose. This is me now. This is where I become a star in boxing. And I believe with all I've been through in the whole my career of boxing, I believe I can go in there and beat him, and I'm confident. I'm confident in myself that I can pull it off.
Yeah, Vasyl Lomachenko, everyone talks about him, and he is brilliant. How would you get past him? I mean, you've obviously got your own skill set. Can you match him in that department, or will you have to come up with something different, a bit of infight, a bit of mix it up a bit?
Yeah, definitely. He's a southpaw, I'm a southpaw. I'm good with southpaws. Obviously, he's good with whoever's in front of him. But, you know, I'm big. I'm a big lightweight. You know, I'm strong. And I believe that I can go in there and get the victory over him. I'm not saying it's going to be a very tough fight, but the fight of my life, don't get me wrong. But I believe with the focus I'll have going into that, I believe I can do it.
March the 15th, the Friday night in Philly. Next week for you, big night for the Irish, of course. St Patrick's Day weekend. John O'Carroll, Katie Taylor going for another unification. It's going to be some night. What are we going to see from Luke Campbell to remind everybody of what we've been missing?
Just going to see. Obviously, I haven't been in the ring for a while now, so you're going to see a hell of a lot of improvements. You're going to see an exciting performance. And a performance to say, yeah, that's why he's fighting for the world title next.
Good to have him back, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I think that time off would have done him a right favour.
It's good to have you back too.
You stuck with me, my friend. I'm like grass.
Johnny and Luke return. Fortunately, Luke to the ring, Johnny not. And we'll be back on State of the Week soon.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.